In NASCAR, there are few honors that are more difficult to achieve than the Pocono Sweep. The Pocono Raceway is one of the most unique tracks on the NASCAR circuit. Known as the Tricky Triangle, the facility stands out as the only track with 3 turns in NASCAR, each corner having a different angle and banking to emulate another track. Turn 1 is at the end of NASCAR's longest straightaway. At 14 degrees of banking, it's modeled after the Trenton Speedway. Turn 2, on the other hand, is known as the tunnel turn. With 8 degrees of banking, it's modeled after the Brickyard. And turn 3, the final turn that leads back to the front stretch, is based off the Milwaukee Mile at 6 degrees of banking. With 3 different corners and straightaways, it's very rare that a team or driver can hit it right on one race alone, let alone both of them. Add to that also is that usually the setup can get 2 of the 3 corners right, but never all 3. Since Pocono has had 2 races put on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule in 1982, there have only been 7 drivers to accomplish the sweep. The inaugural sweep winner in 1982 of Bobby Allison, Bill Elliott in 1985, Tim Richmond a year later in 1986, then after 13 years, Bobby Labonte won both in 1999, Jimmy Johnson won both in 2004, and the most recent man to sweep was Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2014. Now, the only one that I neglected to mention was the man who swept the 2006 Pocono races, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin in 2006 was entering his first full-time Cup Series season. After a few good runs in the end of the 2005 season, including a pole, it was still kind of unclear how good he'd actually be in the generally underperforming 11 car. But once again, he proved all doubters wrong, winning the first race of the 2006 season in the Budweiser Shootout. But it was a non-points race. So even with the win though, Hamlin still hadn't shown what he could do, and he hadn't been consistently performing highly. Going into the first Pocono race, Hamlin was sitting 11th in points, 80 outside of the 10-man chase for the Nextel Cup. But the tides were looking to turn a bit. On the Friday before the race, Hamlin scored his first pole of the season. This came off of 4 straight top 10 starts, so it wasn't exactly unexpected, but it still was impressive. Once the green flag dropped, Hamlin sprinted out.
Let's go rolling, boys! 3 wide already in the straightaway, Jeff Green. Drop to the inside. They're 3 wide through turn 1 there.
Boy, Casey Kane washed way up the track down there.
See J.J. Yeley in the 18 car up there in no man's land as well. Way up above the group.
Little dusty out there right now.
Hamlin looked to put it in cruise as he dominated the opening part of the race. Well, that was until...
Oh, heck, the leader!
Leader's in trouble.
Hamlin crashes.
Sounds like a tire.
I was going to say, it sounds like a tire. Caution is out.
Oh, you can hear the tire flapping around. Must be a
Left
right
rear.
It's a rear tire.
Left rear.
Yep.
Now, we were about 8 to 10 laps away from what would be scheduled green flag pit stops.
Now, if that thing flies apart, it'll rip that whole quarter panel off the car, so he's got to limp it back to the pits.
Even with the bad luck, the day wasn't lost. Due to quick and efficient repairs from his number 11 crew, Hamlin managed to stay on the lead lap. In doing this, it made it infinitely easier for him to keep up with the top runners and fight back for the win. And fighting is what Hamlin did, making his way up through the pack. While he gained the lead during pit cycles, it wasn't until the final 25 laps that Hamlin took over the lead from fellow rookie Clint Bowyer, who was on a different strategy. As long as nothing happened to bring out the yellow, he'd have an easy victory. Unfortunately for him though, Jeff Gordon's car smashed into the turn 1 wall, bringing out the caution he didn't need. The race would restart with 5 to go. Hamlin would go unchallenged for his first career NASCAR Nextel Cup Series win.
Car today.
2.5 more miles, 3 corners, Denny Hamlin, white flag.
What an exciting day for him. Sets on pole.
Spins out while leading.
Routine kind of day.
Comes all the way back from 40th.
Look at him flapping in the wind, baby.
And he's still the fastest car on the racetrack.
On Friday, he qualified for the 2007 Budweiser Shootout, a race he won back in February. Another half a lap here, he will be in the 2007 Nextel All-Star Challenge at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Yeah, he was already, once you win that race, you are exempted from there on. You're in it at the Daytona, but you're not in the All-Star race, and this is going to do it for him because, guys, I think he might be an All-Star.
Denny Hamlin rolls off turn 3, and he joins Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, and Tony Stewart as winners for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Leaving Pocono, Hamlin jumped up into the top 10 in points, sitting 9th in the standings, 38 points over the cut line. But as would be obvious with a video like this, there's a second Pocono race that Hamlin would have to conquer. Once again, a few weeks later, Hamlin would win another pole at the Tricky Triangle. He needed it too, as in the 5 races before this and after the first Pocono win, he had slipped back out of the chase to 12th. This time though, only 18 points out, so it was manageable, but he was still out of the chase. But once again, he ran away with the lead to start the day. Hamlin again had the car to beat. It wasn't until his teammate acted like a damn fool that Hamlin would actually lose the lead. Tony Stewart decided to wreck Clint Bowyer after racing him hard, and it collected Carl Edwards. This shuffled the strategy game around and shuffled Hamlin out of the lead. But just as he'd done in June, Hamlin fought back.
Very bad situation by spinning Tony Stewart out on pit road. Meanwhile, up front for the lead, 3 wide.
Newman to the outside, takes it. Whoa, Denny Hamlin all the way to the bottom, and he's going to pick up second spot doing it.
Kyle Busch and the 5 cars a lap down. Now their tires are not as fresh as the guys that pitted. We'll see how that plays out. Here comes Hamlin in that rocket ship.
The amount of parts those jet engines FedEx, those 737 jets maybe.
Hamlin needed to get back into his rhythm. This time, he rarely relinquished the lead though. In the final 128 laps, he led all of them but 10. After firing off with a late race restart, Hamlin would have to beat 2004 champion Kurt Busch. While Busch had a fast car, he was no match for the spectacular rookie.
History of the races here. Began racing go-karts at the age of 7, stock cars at the age of 16. That was back in 1997. Came through the driver development program with Joe Gibbs Racing, 5 truck races, 1 Busch race in 2004. Drove 7 Cup races last year, had 3 top 10s, got the attention of not just his team, but the entire garage and a lot of race fans. He's one of the rising stars of the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, so appreciative of everything that's been done for him. Says he doesn't get emotional until he sees his parents, because they are living the dream with him. Denny Hamlin, teammate to Tony Stewart and J.J. Yaley, driving for Joe Gibbs, coming out of turn 3 for his 2nd career win. He sweeps at Pocono. Denny Hamlin, the race winner of the Pennsylvania 500.
He'd done it. Hamlin had swept Pocono. The win vaulted him up to 8th in the points, a position he would not fall under in the standings for the rest of the 2006 season. Suffice to say, he won the Rookie of the Year honors as well as made the chase. And on top of that, he not only made the chase for the championship, but he competed for it, finishing third in the Nextel Cup points, only 68 markers behind 2006 champion Jimmie Johnson. His Pocono sweep propelled him to one of the greatest rookie campaigns in NASCAR history. And with that, I want to pass this 15-year-old story now on to you. Where does Denny Hamlin's Pocono sweep rank amongst his career wins? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like in this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And if you really like it and you want to help me out, feel free to join the channel memberships option. So until next time, have a good one.